The only thing we enjoy more than doing this podcast for you is when we get to do our show live and share it with you. There's nothing like the spontaneity and unpredictability of a live show before an audience. And while at ETH Denver in my hometown last month, we were invited to take the stage and host a panel packed with blockchain rising stars. Each of the individuals who joined us are pioneering a place in the blockchain ecosystem, and our conversations were worth eavesdropping on, and that's what you get to do. So come hang out with us and our guests on stage at ETH Denver for episode number 377 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
Right on, Mr. Joe Com. Welcome to another episode of Bad Crypto.
Indeed. Are you welcoming me or them?
I'm welcoming you and them.
All of them. What about the ones who aren't listening? Are they welcome?
I think the ones that aren't listening, they're not welcome because they don't even know they're not listening.
Come on,
well, they're not listening, but they're not welcome because they're not listening.
This is another special episode. If you missed the last NFT, we're going to tell you in this one how to get the NFT collectible for episode 377. Love to see you guys claiming these and collecting them because once they're gone, and we want you to get one before they're gone.
Yeah, then we're just going to fork them and then make double of them, and then the one you're going to have is going to be worth half as much, and it's worth zero now. It's going to be worth half that.
I'm going to spatula one. I'm going to move to some other kitchen utensils.
That's a good idea. You're such an innovator. Maybe a tong.
Right.
If you can't fork it, just tong it. That'd be good.
The San Francisco airport is officially open in Upland.
Uh-huh.
People are grabbing parcels of airport parcels that you'll have to travel through if you want to go to one of the other cities that they're opening up.
That's exciting. Did you get one?
I hope so. I don't know because we're recording this before it's actually happened.
That's why I asked that question because I'm so tricky.
Yeah, so timestamp, we're actually recording this because I'm getting ready to hit the road. And right as of right now, while we're recording, our block explorers and a number of others are roaming around the airport waiting for it to open. But by the time this episode airs, it will have been open. And I hope that I got a parcel because I've been saving my UPX to purchase one.
Yeah, it's like there's like a big event getting ready to happen or something. So everybody's just sort of hanging out there, waiting there a couple of days ahead of time. Like it's a political rally or something.
I know, right? So if you haven't signed up for Upland yet, you guys got to try this out. This is a cool game that's progressing very quickly, but it's definitely not too late to get in. Get 6,000 UPX for free when you sign up. When you, on your mobile phone, go through a browser, go to badco.in/Upland. Check it out. You're going to have fun with this game. It's got llamas.
It does have llamas, and it's got big head Joel Comm and big head Travis Wright roaming the streets like Godzilla.
Also, a bunch of you are following us now on SoMe Social. I've noticed that ever since the interview, there's a bunch of new followers, and I post content there. It's a blockchain-based social media platform. It's built for privacy, end-user control, and content monetization. In other words, you get paid when you post and you upvote content. Regular social media sites don't do that. You're the product, gang. They're making money from you. They're selling you. Come join us on SoMe.social. It's spelled SOMEE.social.
Join the dark side, Luke. Except SoMe's not the dark side.
No, the dark side is Facebook and YouTube and Twitter.
Leave the dark side. Come join your father, join your brother's cousin's uncle.
How about you join us instead on stage at ETH Denver, recorded live in February. You guys are going to dig this.
Join us.
And welcome to the Bad Crypto Podcast, live on stage. Do we have any citizens of the Republic of Bad Cryptopia in the house?
Wow.
Oh, there's the peanut gallery right there. That's great. Glad you guys are here.
Very true.
You know, I heard a lot of people calling this Den ETH, not ETH Denver. What's up with that?
That's true. I did hear people call it Den ETH. And I was like, Den ETH? Isn't that like where Mike Tyson eats pancakes? Down at Den ETH? Gotta go down to Den ETH and give me some Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity, Mr. Joe Com. Mike Tyson loved Den ETH.
We're glad you guys are here.
He was
And of
going to
course,
show up, but he went to the wrong place.
Mike Tyson's going to show up
Yeah,
any
he was
second.
at the wrong
He's
place.
going to want to scan his NFT.
Yeah, he's going to scan his badge.
The Evander Holyfield earbite
That's true.
NFT.
These stripes are all awesome. They take you different places. I don't know if you've followed the yellow brick road, but I figured out the yellow one. That one takes you to the bathroom, which is really good.
That's good. The line at the bathroom was too long.
I know. The best kept secret here, folks, the very best kept secret of this event is there are porta potties right over there in the garage, and there's no line.
No, the best kept secret is just go in the corner in the Zen lounge. Nobody knows you're even in there.
That's true. They're all meditating.
They're all meditating.
They think
They're
it's just a
done.
water sort of meditation.
I went up there. I got all Zen. It was good.
That is not good, Mr. Joe Con.
So
This stage, though, how amazing is
I know this is great with rainbows and unicorns and bufficorns
good.
and all this good stuff. Of course, you can find Bad Crypto Podcast at all the places that you would listen to podcasts. It is true. We've had millions of downloads. We're approaching 10 million. For the life of us, we can't figure out why.
Well, because we've been doing it a lot. We put out 3 episodes a week.
And finally,
And math.
after 2.5 years, we got to corner the one and only Vitalik today for an interview, and that'll be coming out in a future episode as well.
Yeah, and what we've been doing, that's one thing we like about this event, which is the event that we go to, is there's so much dog fooding of technology here at this event, right? So everybody was able to, if they signed up, they were able to get the cryptos to buy from these food trucks, which is really cool.
It wasn't dog food out there. It was good food.
There was no dog food. That one was back over there. But what was interesting, we were talking to Vitalik about that in NFTs. And one of the things that we've been doing on Bad Crypto is give out NFTs when we come to different events.
I
Right?
just took a picture of you.
That was really nice of you. And he's trying to distract me, so if I get my train of thoughts.
Oh, there goes. Then I'm going to steal your joke.
There was another NFT. No, so we chatted with him about that, and that's just one of those really cool use cases. And so when the Vitalik episode comes out, there's going to be a rare claimable NFT for that particular episode that you can only get for 72 hours after the episode goes live.
Yeah, we really feel that NFTs could be the killer app of Ethereum, especially as it gets gamified and we begin to see, digital assets like swords and armor and skins traded between various games.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Sort of wearing different armor from another game in a totally different game. And
I
people
want
are
this.
Dude,
I want this lumberjack shirt
it's
in
really
in
nice.
the game.
This is the Bad Crypto colors, and it's Denver-y. Very Denver-y, I thought.
Yeah, but you're wearing a Kansas
But
City hat.
because I am from Kansas City. So how about those Chiefs? Oh, got a couple. I thought I was going to get some
A
booze.
few of them here. All right, well, let's get the show on the road.
do
What do
this.
you think? We're going to focus today on the rising stars of Ethereum, and we want to start out with a gentleman we just had a pleasure to meet. He was the rising star at ETH Denver 2018, and his name is Austin Griffith. Would you please welcome him, Austin?
Austin Griffith. Very nice.
Oh.
With the orange microphone.
Wow, that was talent. Austin, come have a seat
just
right
sitting.
here. We're
Okay, very good.
We're gonna sit too because I'm burning too many calories standing up.
All right, let's sit down some more.
So what about that Buffett now, huh?
Yeah. It's a fun game. It's engaging. We'll get a little bit more.
You came up with this.
I think John came up with the idea. It was, if we really spec'd it out, it'd probably take us about 2 years to build. So we had about 6 weeks. It's a little rough. But it was fun. It was an engaging game where we use a token to send around. Players earned XP, and then the XP is going to be used in the DAO tomorrow to vote for the hackathon winner.
You see the scoreboard over here. There's a lot of people participating in the event, and isn't that what it is? Like you got to scan this thing on here, right? And that takes you to the place, and you scroll down, and there's a map, and there's Dungeons and Dragons, and
Exactly.
all kinds
Yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah. So it's like this 3D map that you can scroll around in, and you scroll down, and then there's this Dungeons and Dragons map, and all the sponsors have tiles, and there's missions that you can do, and as you accomplish those missions, you get XP, and the XP is used. One cool thing is you also have Buffet-I, and the Buffet-I is used out at the food trucks to buy food.
I love that. I mean, you had that last year, and it's great. You take your little wallet out there and you scan the code, and it's $8. Everything's $8, right? Pretty much.
Yep.
$8 gets you a pizza, which was delicious, and today I had the bowl, which was, what did you have?
I had the tacos.
Yeah.
I love tacos, and there's that one taco choy or whatever, and they have elote, which is Mexican corn. It is amazing. Every place I go that has elote, I just I
Always
want some
amazing.
because it's fun to say. I like a lot of elote.
He likes to say
I
it.
have two.
And and to eat it. You were warned beforehand. John warned you guys. You're here anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, so what kind of projects are you working on now?
All sorts of cool stuff. So I kind of got into meta transactions for a while, making UX better. Then I kind of moved on to
Meta transactions?
transactions.
Okay.
Not an actual transaction. It's like a sign.
Kind of one, like one within one.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. It's one within one. So
Explain that, because you
No,
just like brushed
yeah,
over it, like
you did
everybody
it.
like knows what that is. And then I just did some meta transactions. Then I did some quantum physics bullshit. And then I went over here and I solved cancer. And I don't know. It's what we do.
And that was just this morning, before breakfast.
And then I drank my coffee.
yeah, it was about like that.
About like that.
Yeah. So it's like a transaction inside a transaction. So 1986 key pairs, like technology from 1986, you can sign stuff with a key pair. That key pair can then prove that you signed it. So that basically is how a transaction works. But what you do is you sign something and send it to someone else. They wrap it up in their transaction and execute it. They pay the gas, and it executes on chain cryptographically back.
So wait, now,
just make UX better.
What if somebody said, "Hey, I'm buying some drugs from Silk Road, but I'm putting it on your transaction"?
Right, exactly. We want to make your UX for buying those drugs on Silk Road better.
Very nice.
That wasn't
the Silk
exactly.
Road doesn't exist.
I was just
anymore, right?
saying. I'm just saying the dark web.
I don't.
dark web
whatever it
does.
is.
Right.
You'll
it
get
does.
sucked into that.
That is
That's
true.
Yeah.
We actually had a great conversation on an episode that's coming up with the dude from 1000X around some of the stuff that's going on that web. It's really interesting.
Yeah, just a highlight from that. He believes the dude's name, just like
Cedric Dahl.
Cedric Dahl. Anybody know Cedric? You should.
Super smart dude.
1000x.com. The show should come out here this next month. So what?
It's 1000x.report.
1000x.report. Yeah, go download his free report. He thinks by tracking what he does is they track dark web. And they believe that governments are going to be the leading indicator. They're starting to see evidence of governments on the dark web. And also
Accumulating cryptos.
And surprisingly, it's not the privacy coins that are leading the way. It is Bitcoin. Bitcoin followed by Monero, Ethereum,
Litecoin. And then also they're starting to notice Bitcoin Cash being accepted by these merchants on the dark web for the first time.
What do you think of that?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. I've not been there too often myself.
The dark web?
Don't look at me.
Don't go there. Yeah.
I like the gray web.
Ooh, that's good. Somewhere in the middle.
Well, should we flesh out the rest of our panel?
Let's do this.
Let's
More
do it.
flesh on the stage?
Yep.
Okay, so we told you guys a little bit earlier that we've been developing some NFTs, and we met this gentleman not too long ago in Denver as we were coming up with the ideas for these NFTs that we would give to our listeners and to people who came to conferences that we showed up at. In fact, this is a live camera, right? If I put my phone in front of it, can you show my screen? That way I can show you
Don't
guys.
put up your Ethereum wallet. People aren't going to fall for that trick again, Mr.
Scan my QR code. It's
Send him cryptos.
Does this come up?
Just send me a few sats.
Right here,
Just
this
scan
one?
my code.
Okay, let me know when it's good. Anyway, tell me when it's up, and we'll I'll show you the
Here's
the
two
picture here.
bellies.
There we go. This is the PoApp app. I'm going to pull way back because it's hard to focus.
There we go.
And for example, that was our NFT for the North American Bitcoin Conference right there. So people who met us at the event, we handed them a card that they would scan with a unique QR code. And this was developed by Patricia Warthalder, who was here last year, and it was actually bidled here at ETH Denver. So Patricia Warthalder of PoApp.xyz, give him a hand.
Very good. Matches your suit, I believe. Very nice. You can go have a seat.
Yeah, grab a seat. And you know what? Let's go back to this camera just one more time.
Open that up. Show them the one they would have had from this event. They didn't scan that.
No. So once we realized that NFTs for live events were great, what if we started doing them from episodes? So for example, we just released this one for a recent episode with Samson Williams of Axes and Eggs. And what's really funny about this is that he's a 49ers fan. We recorded the show before the Super Bowl, and Travis put the...
Yeah, he kept talking smack, like on Twitter and on Instagram, like every LinkedIn. He goes, "Oh man, the 49ers are going to kick your ass." I was like, all right, whatever. And then they didn't. And so I made his NFT with the fun Chiefs hat.
And here's the deal. We call it proof of listening using PoApp. You have to listen to the episodes to know when we're giving away an NFT. And then from the time the episode drops You have what, 70?
You have 72 hours to claim that, and then that link and those QR codes no longer generate.
Yeah.
So it's a very time-sensitive kind of a thing where you can go collect a digital collectible, digital asset commemorating that particular event, and now it's gone.
And now it's gone. So what we'll do is we'll then be able to reward our listeners. And we think this is going to be a big deal for content creators, not just podcasts, but bloggers, YouTubers. Once you have 5 NFTs demonstrating your loyalty and you have proof because they're in your wallet, we'll send you a special commemorative one. And what happens if maybe they get 25 NFTs?
Well, maybe they get a sweatshirt or a sticker or some T-shirts, or maybe you could do a Zoom call with the creator of your favorite content, or connect with a guest, or get some socks.
Some bad coin socks.
Yeah,
That's what
swag
everybody
it
wants.
up.
All right, let's bring our other guest on here. The only title I have for him is he is the blockchain master of wizardry.
What?
So get ready for some magic. Billy Ludke, come on down.
Nice.
All right, guys.
Oh, here's your magical
Glad to have
wand,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir. Not quite as grand of an entry.
Have a seat, Mr.
The
Billy.
microphone wand.
All right, Patricio, you've been manning the booth over there and getting everybody all the Buffalo gear and stuff, and PoApp badging them. Now, what I find really interesting is what you've done here. You have a physical badge that it's not just the card with the QR code. Explain the idea behind these.
I would call it exploiting anchoring, because if we give something physical, people feel some sort of attachment, and I'm included. I mean, if you give me something physical, it is likely that I pay 10x the attention as if you give me something non-physical. So we could do, and we would be more efficient to send the tokens based on your Buffy on your Formatic, on your whatever, but the impact would be way so less impactful than giving the physical item. We all suck for physical items and we don't know. And it's exploiting that vulnerability we humans have, because in these days, attention is so scarce that you need to find out, like wearing something flashy maybe.
Very good. So what is the long-term vision for PoApp? Like, are you thinking like all different conferences around the world? Are certain types of conferences? Are different conferences going to be connected so your XP from one event goes to another event and builds on it? Like, what's the long-term thought process around where PoApp could be?
So quick answer, long term could be world domination. We want PoApp to be on every event you attend in life, even if you don't want to. Being a little humble, so not aiming that high. We want people to believe that if they went to an event and it didn't have PoApp, it was bad, even if it was the best event ever. So that is still highly ambitious. Being a little more realistic. For 2020, we want all the Ethereum events to have PoApp one way or another. We are on our way. Being here in Denver, it's a huge kickstart. We've been killing it. The protocol been killing it. The many people that compromises our community has been killing it. We are like 50 people of different sorts helping with us. So that would be long-term, covering the whole Ethereum space for 2020.
Can I tell the payphone story?
Oh,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a Colorado PoApp, and where were we? We were in New York. We were in Waterloo, and it was the last one, and I couldn't get one. And so he had this Colorado PoApp for me, and he had to get it to me somehow. So he goes into the Denver airport. He goes to Terminal B28. He goes to a payphone while he's videoing himself. He sticks the PoApp behind a payphone at Terminal B28 and sends it to me, just like the video. Months later, my wife has to go breastfeed, and I look up and it's like, I'm in B28, I'm in the airport. It was like a dream. My son and I walked over to the payphone, and I'm like, this is it. I'm looking at the video. I reached up under there, and there it was. I felt it. I got excited. My son got excited. We pulled it out, and it was there, and we held it up, and it was so exciting. It was such a delightful experience, and I thank you for it.
You know what happened? We don't have a marketing budget. So we need to be very creative about getting attention. So we do that stuff. And I'm not sure if American people may understand, foreigners won't. It's quite challenging finding in an international, highly traveled airport a place to hide a thing that needs to last for months. And you don't need to look like a psycho when you are hiding it. So it was quite challenging, but I think the effort really paid off.
Yeah,
I like the scavenger hunts you could do.
Well, I didn't want to say much, but this is another opportunity. There are PoApps hidden like in 20 airports worldwide. We will give in some hints on our social media. We are not ready yet, but that we are keeping doing this creative stuff.
But it's kind of like, the game you play where you go out and you find those little kits. What do you call it?
Like geocaching, right?
Yeah, geocaching, right? You could actually do that with QR codes. And once you're in the know, you see this QR code, and it's like a geocache, only you're collecting the digital tokens instead of the little piece of crap that you take out of the tube and then put another piece of crap in. That's not fun. And you got to wade through water and look under bridges, and that's BS right there.
It downgrades over time. Somebody puts something cool in, somebody takes the cool thing, puts in like a paper clip, ruins it.
Yeah, paperclip. Who wants that? So, Billy, welcome to Bad Crypto.
Thank you, sir.
You are the wizard of blockchain mastering things.
Something like
stuff.
At Consensus.
Tell us about you.
Yeah, so I've had kind of a crazy journey through the crypto space. Joined a while ago. Started off as a small-time GPU miner in 2012 and helped form the blockchain consulting practice at E&Y. Later had the fortune of joining Consensus, the best company in the world. And I've held a number of different roles there. But most recently, I've been focused on developer relations. And
did you say you met a number of different girls there? Is
that too, yeah. Okay. But also, I've
Consensus?
What's that? Of course.
Hard fork?
Yeah. Proof of work. No, so yeah, number of different roles and girls. But yeah, been focused on developer relations. I think that's becoming a very topical theme in our industry, and I think the narrative for a long time has been, if you build it, they will come. And to some extent, that's true. And I think like the hyper curious and the curious and maybe even some of the interested will come, but that's not everyone. And we need to really have, I think, a little bit more focus on outreach and marketing. And so that's what I've been doing lately.
And you guys have like a prototyping. Like you guys aren't worried about like, let's not make a home run product. Let's test to see if we can swing the bat, right? It's all about like prototyping quickly. I've seen that as a theme in a lot of projects here.
Absolutely, yeah. So my team's called Rapid, and we basically do like experimental R&D, and we build these small prototypes to test these hypotheses to see whether or not they have merit before we kind of explore them further. And so we've been building a lot of kind of developer relations related prototypes around how we could potentially grow the Ethereum ecosystem.
So we had as Joel mentioned, we had the opportunity to interview Vitalik, and we were talking about the developer relations and how he was able to, get the Ethereum community so excited so quickly. And he was like, well, I built it and they came, right? He's like, well, there was no way to really build on top of a Bitcoin, right? So a layer, smart contracts, that's cool, it's new. What do you say to other projects out here who are maybe trying to engage developers? What are some of the tactics and what are some of the things that you guys are doing to, you're here at this event, that's one, but what are some of the things that you do to help engage and connect with the developer community?
So I think one very important thing is the fact that we've almost, I don't want to say we've completely exhausted it, but we've almost exhausted the philosophical narrative. I think a lot of the curious and hyper curious are aware of kind of the revolutionary change that Ethereum can bring about. And so we need to go beyond the philosophical narrative and also kind of say, hey, there's a lot of opportunity in this industry. You can make a lot of money and you can be on the ground floor of something amazing that's going to change the world, as opposed to being like disintermediate everything.
Now, I was curious, so since you work there at Consensus and it's all about Ethereum, do the employees there, can you get paid in Ethereum if you want? To get all your salary and like...
We cannot currently get paid in Ethereum, no, but
I do.
Nice.
That would be a nice feature.
We get paid in coins.
We get paid in only coins.
Yeah, that's it. That's why we're Coin
Patricio
Maximals.
has looked at our wallets. You can see
all
the coins that we've received over time. So if you do collect one of the PoApps, he's going to look at your wallet and go, oh, yeah, what kind of coins these guys
have? Yeah, where'd you lose all your money? Speaking of losing money, during 2017 ICO season, we spoke to a lot of 20-based projects. Well, but see, I think there's two different types of coins. There's ones that truly are, there's no need to put this on blockchain. Case in point, they're out of business, so we can say their name now.
Ahotech. So they were like putting horse saddles on the blockchain.
Of course.
Monitoring them like they were like a horse Fitbit. And it's like, wait a second, you're putting too much weight distribution on the left hind of the horse.
It's
this is
getting sweaty.
going to be a detriment to the horse. And I was like, Well, why don't you just go to like Kentucky Derby, Churchill Downs, and like find some rich Colonel Sanders looking mofo and say, "Hey, I got this Fitbit saddle. Why do you need blockchain?"
Travis asked him, so why exactly during the interview, which was a sponsored interview, why are you doing this on blockchain? And the answer was to raise money.
To raise money. That was the exact
That was
answer.
the answer. But some of them, we call coins, but there was some really good ideas for projects, and I think the market going like that.
People didn't get out of their crypto soon enough, and they ran out of runway.
Was it
Some
just
projects.
too soon for a lot of these? I mean, do you feel like, hey, there was some actually worthy projects that were built on ERC20? You're shaking your head?
There was a few, but I'd say majority scams.
But the mechanism.
Outright scams? Because when I think of scam, I think we are just going to take your money and we have no intention of ever producing anything.
A lot of those, unfortunately.
But the mechanism of being able to raise funds without having to have the accredited investor stuff is actually pretty powerful, right? It's
Very
just
powerful. It was one of the biggest use cases for Ethereum, which is what the price of Ethereum. All these ICOs were going on. The price of Ethereum was going way up. No more ICOs. The price of Ethereum kind of went down. I thought that was like, I don't know, it's not the causation, but is there a correlation between that, do you think? Because that seemed to be one of the things that people used Ethereum a lot for, was investing in other crypto projects.
I'm a developer. It's faux pas to talk about to talk about price,
Okay,
right?
sorry,
Yeah.
faux pas.
Faux pas. Am I saying it right?
That's good. I think you did.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He is also French, Mr. Joker.
Now we are talking French
Oh,
here.
we are 3 French people now.
Ethereum,
And the guy from Argentina.
who
and
has
the wizard.
the thickest accent
Oh,
of anybody that I know. I love it. Argentinian, Buenos Aires. Yeah, well, let's hear some more of that thick accent there, Patricio, because I just love the sound of your voice.
There's something about the way we learn to speak, because we all Argentinians speak with the same thick accent that's quite broken, and it is so easy to identify each other.
Yeah, so as you're bringing PoApp out, where are you seeing, besides us, the greatest interest? Like, what industries do you feel that this is really going to be practical for?
There's a minority of the population, and this seems to be a worldwide phenomenon, that some people get emotional attachment to objects, so they are like hoarding, but not hoarding as a disease, more like as collectibles. So there are some hoarders that they get so excited that it's so validating, but then you realize that they are a minority. So if I wanted to exploit where there's more interest, it's going about collecting clubs, whether it's train tickets, packets of cigarettes, or whatever. Those, they really love the idea. Then you have the slightly interested, who are quite apathetic yet. And then you have the all others, which I'm interested in, and it's the large majority. And I think it's worth mentioning, even when the question was what's the most interesting thing, which is people that only care if there's something for them to gain from. And that's still a focus. I mean, I need to divert the interest through them.
I just heard a beep. Does that mean the turkey's done or what?
I'm not sure, but I want to ask this, because it seems to me like PoApp could be like a next generation crypto Foursquare. Like we talked about this earlier, how like
Totally.
the Walla, like, hey, I just checked in and I'm the mayor of this Starbucks, and boom, I earn an NFT because I've been there, and it's like a reward thing, and now you've earned this, and now you get a discount off of your coffee your next trip or something. I could see where retailers could use these NFTs as proof of you being here, because you can only get them here.
That could be, for all we know, that's being biddled. Upstairs, there's all these brilliant developers working on some really exciting projects. In fact, if you guys have seen something that you want to give a shout out to, this would be a great opportunity to do so.
I've personally been kind of heads down, so I haven't gotten the chance to explore a lot of projects, except for ours. Joe's giving me a heads up there.
We're really great.
Yeah.
We're the best.
You got a lab over there, right? You're like running in a lab. What is it? What is the project specifically that you're doing over there at Consensus?
So my team is kind of, so what I saw was there was a lot of ideas floating around the minds of the people of the mesh that never really got explored, because there was no team that could just agilely switch focus and quickly build POCs around these ideas. And so like kind of every week for us is a hackathon. So this is kind of our bread and butter, this setting. So yeah.
I'm digging this Peppo thing.
Peppo's pretty
those
cool.
guys are here.
Yeah. You guys check out that Peppo up there? Have you guys seen that?
I'm Peppoing you all right now.
Yeah. Like Instagram stories and like
It's like TikTok.
It's like it really reminds me of Vine, kind of that whole vibe. And earning cryptos from it. That's really cool.
Yeah, and if you download Peppo and tag things with hashtag 1 million developers and also hashtag idea or aha, you'll get populated in our app, and there's leaderboards. So please go do that.
The aha moment. That's a cool thing to talk about.
Yes.
So when we talk about bringing in new developers, we all realize that somewhere throughout the journey of learning about Ethereum and other cryptos, we had this aha moment of like, holy SH, that is awesome.
Holy SH.
What we're trying to figure out is like, can we instead of like digging through a million white papers and spending too many late nights reading about this stuff, can we get people to those magic moments quicker, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can we in just a 2-hour session of us hacking away at something, can I get you to the point where you just can't sleep, you're thinking about so many things you want to build on it, right? And I think that's the part of the 1 million dev thing. Yeah.
Why don't you get cage match, Russell? No. Okay. No. All right, Patricio.
So I want to switch the role for a minute and become the moderator and ask a question for all of you. Why do you think Foursquare died? Why doesn't it exist any longer?
I wish I could say I understood that. I know you were speaking English, but with the reverb and all that. Can we get a translator, please?
Yeah.
So Travis mentioned Foursquare easily showed how powerful the idea of collecting your travel
Foursquare
places
did.
and such. Why doesn't it exist any longer?
Oh, it does exist.
Oh, well, yeah,
Foursquare does exist, and then they had the other. Well, I think their problem was they separated their location-based check-ins from their Foursquare data.
Does anybody use it?
And then GoWalla got purchased by Facebook, and then Facebook took all the developers and then killed the product because they were launching Facebook Places.
Well, let me put it in a different way. It doesn't exist any longer, even when people want it, because it was centralized. And when the company decided that it was no longer profitable, they decided to kill it.
Uh-huh.
While if I die, everything PoApp has done is open source, and it's there for anyone to build it. So it's a completely different paradigm, and it's hopefully the way we do business in the future.
Like permissionless extensibility, right? I don't even have to ask his permission. I can set up a chat room that uses that Colorado PoApp as a utility, as like the key to get into it, right? I can say anybody who has collected a Colorado PoApp now can get into this chat room with me and have direct contact with, I can help you build your next app, right? So you can put a utility to these things, and that's the powerful thing to me. And the permissionless extensibility. I don't have to ask him. I can just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to do it, Patricio?
You need Vitalik's permission, though. What are we going to say, Billy?
I was going to say, going back to your earlier question of how do we get more developers in the space, I think like introducing them to their aha moments is probably the way to do that. And I think there's a lot of ways we can approach that problem. Austin has a really good way. He's putting together a quick workshop to get you started, like building on Ethereum within like a 2-hour window. I think the Peppo app's a great tool, just like having people record their whole moments and then the good ones bubbling up to the top and you being able to watch those. I think that's important. And then also I think for me at least, interacting with Ethereum itself is my holy moment. And so introducing people to the cool dApps around the Ethereum space in like a gamified way, I think that will also be a cool way to do this.
Maybe there's a little branding there. I think perhaps Peppo should rebrand their app, just call it Holy.
Yeah, or just have a channel that just shows holy moments. Like I would subscribe to that like immediately.
We're going to start a channel. We're going to set it up. We're going to create a bad crypto podcast, because what a great way to use social media to engage directly with your audience.
I thought we were going to do the coin discussion forum. So that which ones bubble to the top and which ones need to be flushed.
Oh my. I can't take him anywhere.
That's true.
Thanks, Travis.
That's great. That's good. Man, so anything else that you guys would like to maybe share with the audience before we sort of wrap up? Anything cool going on, or anything that you guys want to make sure that people go check out?
Maybe what's for dinner, you know?
Who can explain
where
the
people can
fulcrum?
connect with
Who can
you?
explain the fulcrum thing the best? Anybody? Like the flash loan scenario that happened today? It's so fascinating.
What
Pretty
happened?
cool.
What was
Yeah.
it?
Fascinate us.
I don't think I can explain it as well, though. Okay, so I know very little about it, but I know that in an atomic transaction, you can take a loan and you have to pay it back within the same transaction. But because we're moving money around and it's DeFi and there's lending and borrowing and all this interesting stuff where your interest is going somewhere else, I really don't know anything about it. I wish I shouldn't have brought it up because now I have to explain it. But there's some way that they took a loan and they put it in somewhere, and then they converted it to something else, and then they sold that thing, but they earned a bunch of money on arbitrage, and then they sold everything back, paid off their loan, and earned like a $250,000.
$50,000, yeah.
Yeah, in one transaction. Boom.
Wow, that sounds too good to be true, you guys. I don't know about that. You know, Vitalik did warn us about the DeFi things. He was like, some of the stuff can be a little too good to be true, and I don't know. So we'll see.
Well, there's actually there's an article on Yahoo Finance right now. Decentralized finance project BZX has suffered an attack in which a hacker successfully gamed multiple DeFi protocols to extract $350,000 from the platform, about 2% of the assets under management. And by the way, ETH Denver's got handprints all over this thing. You guys are mentioned all over the news.
and what I noticed was that at their booth, nobody was home. So I don't know if there was a correlation to that.
They were just going to the food truck.
They're like, oh no, we better hide. We got Yahoo News.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts on that? On DeFi, security?
I think it's really cool. And I think we're seeing much more innovation faster than I ever thought we would. And we're seeing, 16-year-old kids able to innovate in a space that was previously closed off to everyone except a select few behind some closed doors. So I think this is just the beginning, and we're in for an amazing few years coming up. It's fascinating.
On that note, Billy, Patricio, Austin.
Hold on. I just did a loan real quick, and I paid it back, and I made $42,000. Biggity bang! Connect! Oh, what's that?
Who knows how we end our show? On the count of three, you're all going to yell out a "Stay Bad" as we wrap it up here. 1, 2, 3. Stay bad! Excellent. Thank you all very much. Listen to Bad Crypto Podcast, badcryptopodcast.com.
Travis, that was just great fun. This is the second year that we've done ETH Denver, and I hope they invite us back again.
Can I just say, Mr. Joel Com, we were pretty hilarious in this one.
Yeah, it was funny. And the guests that we had, Billy, Patricio, and Austin, really knowledgeable, smart guys doing cool things. And I hope that you guys check the show notes for this episode and follow them. badco.in/377 is where you will find that.
Yeah, I think you can still go to ETHDenver.com/schedule to see the sort of Dungeons and Dragons menu map thing that Austin and his team created. That was pretty cool. But again, whenever you're breaking new grounds and trying new things don't always work out the way you want them to, but it's always fun to be testing and trying and just sort of pushing the boundaries, because there was so many cool technologies actually being utilized at ETH Denver. It's nice to see. It wasn't people just talking about theory of, won't it be cool when? It's actually, hey, look at this cool stuff we did, And so
yeah, they're
I really
biddling on location. And as promised, we have an exclusive Bad Crypto collectible non-fungible token for you. All you need is an Ethereum wallet. Ideally, something like Trust Wallet works well, or the PoApp app, something where you can see collectibles, because for the next 72 hours, you're going to be able to claim an NFT, the one that we airdropped, or were supposed to airdrop to everybody at this conference. They actually had some technical difficulties. They were overly ambitious, which is fine, because you got to try stuff if you're going to, succeed. And but the airdrop didn't really work successfully. So we thought, why not let you guys, since you heard this episode, have the opportunity to get this NFT?
Yep, I think it was a great idea. And before we go, let's chat real quick about MobiPay. Well, you guys money's been around for thousands and thousands of years, but it's been difficult to actually, easily send it, especially cross borders. And so Mobi actually solves a lot of those problems. They have a mobile payment solution. They have they have 3 different apps, different versions of this. They have the mainstream consumer app, which you can actually use to find places where you can use your crypto. They have a crypto exchange app as well. And then the MobiPay merchant gateway, which is a really cool function, because what they do is at the moment of payment, you actually take your crypto, convert it into a gift card for them, and they immediately then are able to redeem that gift card and get all of that money, instead of actually having to use, credit card transaction fees. So it's a really cool thing. You need to check it out. It's actually built on Stellar. So that's really cool. And you can check it out at MobiePay, MOBIEPAY, MobiePay.io.
Excellent. And now that you've kept them waiting, the NFT. If you want to claim the NFT for this episode, which is badco.in/ETH, ETH, badco.in/ETH. This is going to be good now for 72 hours from the time this episode drops. It's going to expire at midnight on March 6th, 2020 Eastern Time.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you want to go over there, go to the webpage. You can scan with your phone the QR code that shows up on that page to claim it and put in your Ethereum wallet address, or you can fill out the form if that doesn't work for some reason. Every now and then we've got some technical hitches in the giddy up here, but one way or another, we will get you NFT either through the process or manually. Please be patient if it doesn't work and you fill out the form, because we're going to do those in bulk before the NFT giveaway ends.
Keep in mind, folks, these are the very first 10 that we're giving away. And nobody in the podcasting or content creation space has given away NFTs for proof of listening like we're doing. This is number 4 in the series right now. So even if you think, oh, I don't know how to go test it out, go try it, because you know what? These things are going to be rare, and we're the very first ones ever to do this. And so you should go check it out.
And like one day you might be, oh, I could have grabbed these and I didn't, and now I'm sad.
Now they're selling for like half an Ethereum on OpenSea. Oh,
well, we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But we appreciate you, our listeners, and please go grab that NFT, badco.in/ETH, ETH, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. We love you, lots and lots. In fact, we miss you already.
Aww.
Oh, stay bad. Because we miss you.
Oh my God. It's been so long. Okay, I'm over.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.